And boom, monkeys, we are live. I am back. I apologize about yesterday. A little bit of an emergency came up, and my stomach was killing me. Some of the things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about transitioning from pXEN over to PulseChain. Now, note, I originally learned crypto from the Moon Gang. The Moon Gang people are not hex maxis. So first and foremost, I wanted to clarify that. I'm coin agnostic, and like majority people that are in the Moon Gang via DCC and Charlie Cultivate Crypto, we dabble in different cryptos. So basically, what this YouTube video is going to cover, I'm going to cover how to possibly be in profit from transitioning from Zen to PulseChain utilizing the Zen FTs. Some of you cats know what I'm talking about, especially you Hexicans that are in the Zen community. You've got an idea how this functions, how this works. But for you cats that don't, that have never messed with freaking Zen and transition to PulseChain, this will be a little bit of a video tutorial. Of course, we do have to cover a little bit of Bitcoin with it. And then we've got our first person on board. Kid D said, Black Label Expat. What's up, amigo? Yeah, I don't know if you were here yesterday, man. I freaking started up my stream 10 minutes in, man. Freaking shit hit the fan, bro. So I was a little bit busy. I got a little bit busy, and on top of that, my stomach was kicking my butt, bro. How you doing, man? How's your day popping? All right, let me get this prep for you cats. So let's go ahead and start off with a Bitcoin chart. Let's see what we got today. Let's see how BTC is doing on this awesome Sunday. And we are on the BTC chart. Let me verify, cats. Last time that I did this, freaking, I was showing you guys the hex chart, and I was describing all the details of the damn freaking Bitcoin chart. Freaking Charlie had to cop online and correct me on that shit, man. I felt like a dumbass. So yeah, we are on the Bitcoin chart. Let us see. Oh, and if you cats want to see any of the token, man, hey, let me know. I've got time, and I can show you guys a little bit of charting for whichever token you're talking about, if it is available and I can find it. All right, BTC, we're on the daily. Currently, Bitcoin's value is at 25,939. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're creating a little bit of a doji candle, as you can see here. Doji candle meaning that it's even on both sides, and you've got a little bit of a candle within both freaking wicks. As per like Charlie likes to say, like the whole Darth Maul thing, or I think it's Miguel that says that, the whole Darth Maul lightsaber thing that he had going. That's what a doji candle is. And for the most part, usually doji candles are indicators that we have no idea which way the market's going. I do know that we do have the FOMC meeting coming up, and a certain portion of the market, last I checked, believed that we're not getting an interest rate hike. Quote me on that. I could be wrong. That sentiment tends to fluctuate, but I think it was 73 to 75% of the people were expecting there not to be a interest rate hike. That's what they were expecting. If that occurs, I'm expecting this market to rally. And if you check out Bitcoin where it's at right now, we're slightly above support. We're slightly below support. And I'm referring to this white line here at 25,985. And then we have a shitload of support at this yellow block over here. Of course, for the cats that have seen my YouTube channel before, you know that this yellow giant rectangular block represents all these candles here, which serve as a form of support. On the RSI, where are we at on the RSI? On the RSI, we are currently at a 44. Best time to start buying crypto is usually when you get down to 30. So we're a little bit in between limbo. We're a little bit in the purgatory area. If we activate our EMA ribbon, we do have resistance to the upside. For you cats that are familiar with the EMA ribbon, it's this conglomerate of candles here, or conglomerate of lines here, which can either act as a form of support or a form of resistance. And then we've got the 200 moving average right below it. We have that as a form of support. Let's see how it's doing on the weekly. And if you guys hear a freaking background noise, that's my damn dog Noveski. He's in the background tearing some shit up. Noveski's he's a damn freaking demon. Especially when I don't feed him. After I feed him chow, the dude always freaking knocks out. Maybe I should have given him some damn Alpo before freaking I started this damn stream. So back to the chart. We've got a giant red candle on the weekly, and it is on top of the EMA ribbon, which means it's using it as a form of support. And currently, it's still above that yellow box on the weekly as well. The RSI on the weekly for Bitcoin is what? What's this? We're at 51.96, a little bit in the limbo area as well. Not too much difference from the weekly and the daily. Go ahead and leave a comment in the chat. What do you guys think? If you guys do end up reviewing this video, do you think Bitcoin's going to go to the upside, or are we going to the downside? So let's see what it's doing in the immediate time frame. I know this is a little bit degen, but I like checking out the 4 hour, see how it's doing on the 4 hour, see if we get some freaking patterns that we can end up picking up. See how Bitcoin's doing. Okay, if you look at this here, as it's coming down, that creates a little bit of a bull flag. Of course, it didn't play out. But on the 4 hour chart, if you see these lines come down this way, not these lines, these candles, and then it shoots down and it goes back up, that's a little bit of a bear flag. But then again, take this with a grain of salt, because we are talking about this on the 4 hour chart. Usually the data that you want to get is on the daily. This is stuff that traders use, the 4 hours and the 1 hours and things of that nature. But I like to see these charts to see if I figure out any patterns, see if I can pick up any patterns. So let's move on to the Hex chart. Let's see how Hex is doing. Of course, we're talking about eHex. It's got on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 day, which this seems pretty damn bullish in my opinion. Let me make sure I'm showing you cats the right thing. All right, we got Black Label Expat staying. I think we crab more towards the down for right now. Nothing exciting. Hey, as Charlie stated, man, we've got 6 months to a year to accumulate. We've got 6 months to a year to accumulate, get our freaking bags full before we go. I mean, I know we're on the bull run already. I don't think we're going below past 18,000, and I don't even think we'll go down there. I think more likely once the stock market hits its low, we'll probably go down to 21,000. In the meantime, we'll probably go sideways, as Black Label Expat is stating on the doggone freaking daily. We will probably crab to the right side of the screen. So going back here, going back to eHex. Now, I'm sure you cats can see all these freaking lines I have up here. I know it's a new method of doing charting and technical analysis, but we use the options we have with the amount of knowledge that we have. So I do have support resistance. I do have support down here at 0.005. Again, this is eHex. This is not pHex, because obviously we're on TradingView. And then we do have support over here at 0.086, whereas we're currently at. If we draw this up here, we use this freaking method of drawing. That looks like a little bit of a bull flag, which means we'll go to the upside. Again, that's not always the case. It doesn't always work out that way. But even though there's a lot of hexagons and there's a lot of brand new hexagons that are fighting the shit out of eHex, I think eHex is still going to go. Unless we go down to 20% of a penny, dude, we should be solid. I think eventually we probably will hit parity. It's not going to be 1 for 1. I mean, Phantom on Ethereum is not 1 for 1 exactly the way it is on freaking the Phantom blockchain. They're always trending kind of sort of together. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm expecting from eHex and pHex. I do expect them eventually to be at some form of parity. Now, the one thing I did want to note, I wanted to show you cats this. We'll come back to this chart momentarily. Bear with me. Let me show you cats this. If you come over here, let me see, present. I want to duplicate this bitch. Got it. If you come up over here, I'm not intending to show you Zen right now. It's not the case. I wanted to show you cat something different. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. If we come up here, we type in hex. We do get various options now. We've got regular ehex. We've got hex on Ethereum proof of work, and now we got hex on PulseChain side. So if you guys are keeping a record or documenting what your portfolio is at, you can now do it on CoinGecko because now we got hex on PulseChain. I just wanted to show you cats that. I didn't want to forget it. And speaking of that, look at this badass freaking price, bro. 0.012. That's a hell of a price, man, to be getting some of that PulseChain Zen, along with freaking Ethereum Zen. I'm sorry, Hex. Hex. Don't crucify me. I know a lot of Hex can want to crucify me for confusing Zen with Hex. That was my intent, man. So let's go back to the Hex chart. Present. Going back to the Hex chart. If we activate our EMA ribbon, which is one of my favorite tools again, we do have a shitload of resistance to the upside. Of course, you can see this conglomerate of lines here. And I made these over here pink or purple because I don't want to have too many damn white lines running all over the place. Look like fucking Tony Montana's house and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get it? Dish dish. But yeah, we have resistance to the upside. Freaking the RSI is currently showing to be at approximately 29.73, which is a great place to buy. It's a great time to freaking ape into freaking EHEX. Let's see what it's immediately doing on the 4-hour chart. Vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. Let's turn off this freaking EMA ribbon. Again, it's starting to look a little bit like a bull flag. It's coming down this way. It's going back up. Now, I was so proud of myself when I bought in this area over here at freaking 0.018528. And I was so freaking proud of myself when I bought down here. I thought freaking EHEX had hit its bottom. Evidently not. I used a good amount of my freaking dry powder to get some of this shit. Get some PulseChain. PulseX, I'm good. I'm scored away on PulseX. So right now I'm taking a break on that. And yeah, that's what I was aping into. I'm waiting to get my freaking bags replenished, my freaking dry powder replenished, so I can continue freaking DCAing into the market. Now, of course, I cannot show you all this shit without showing you the freaking PulseChain chart, which I'm trying to accumulate a shitload of. My goal is to possibly get to about 100 and I think you're squid at 130,000, 130 million PulseChain. I'm trying to get up to 200 million PulseChain. That's what I want to do. So let me show you cats that. So bear with me. I didn't set up this chart for you guys. So I'm going to have to type it in. Yada, 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 yada. Deck screener's acting like a bitch. It's activating. In the meantime, let's check to see what the chat is talking about. Not much. Video detail. Got two. Let's see. Bear with me, cats. Bear with me. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. We go over here to deck screener. Share. And we type in wrapped pulse in this bad boy. Wrapped pulse on DAI, son. Mind you, DAI is my favorite token, my favorite stable coin on the PulseChain side. Of course, I can't wait till Liquid Loan launches their tokens and we could use some of that USDL. I feel safer with that because it's a dedicated token to the PulseChain ecosystem. Currently, the value of wrapped pulse, we've got 3 zeros and a 1. So 3 zeros and a 10. Great time to DCA. Again, if you see this freaking, we're on the 4-hour chart, of course, because PulseChain hasn't been out for a long ass time. So if you see this conglomerate, if you see these lines coming down in a downward fashion, then we're shooting up. that usually means it's a bear flag. Usually. But then again, it doesn't always play out that way. You know what I mean? Right now is a good time to DCA. We do have this area of support down here at 0.000931. Let's see what it looks utilizing Fibonacci, the Fibonacci retracement. So vamos a ver. Let's see what we get. So about here, give or take, we would have support down here at 0.000750. Me personally, fuck, I would love it for it to go down that price. I would ape in with the quickness to get it at that price. I'm hoping that we dip a little bit more. I like it when my favorite tokens dip. A lot of people get scared. I've got a different mindset on that shit. I think that's great opportunity to DCA in unless the token gets hit. Let's say you were aping into freaking, I don't know, freaking Solana and shit, and then FTX crashed. Of course, that's not a kind of dip that you want. But if it's just straight up market FUD, or the price of BTC is going down and ETH's going down, or freaking the SEC's talking some shit, hey man, take advantage of situations like that. While all your homies are scared, you need to be greedy. While everybody else is greedy, then you need to be scared and take some profits. So that's currently the value of doggone PulseChain. Just for the freak of it, let's check it out on the 1 hour mark. See if we see any other freaking. See if we pick up any patterns. I wouldn't really call that a no. I wouldn't be like an Elliott wave or anything of that nature. But again, right now is a good time to buy some freaking PulseChain. I think at least. Know what I mean? Now let's check out. Of course, we're talking about doggone freaking going from pXEN over to PulseChain. And mind you, you don't necessarily have to go directly to PulseChain. You can use this tactic or this trick to get a little bit of more PulseX or get a little bit of more freaking wrapped pulse, freaking PulseChain, EHEX, PHEX. You can, and mind you, for you cats that already have money on the PulseChain side, that already have your USDC tokens on the PulseChain side or DAI tokens, you can use that as well to buy EHEX on that side and end up avoiding the Ethereum gas fees if you were to buy it on Uniswap or something of that nature. So food for thought. You can use that trick as well. A little bit of alpha for you cats. So let's go back to the screen. Now let's go check out the price of pXEN. pXEN. There you go. An endless downward freaking dump. And if we hit log on this bad boy, that's how pXEN currently looks. Mind you, this is not guaranteed, this tactic I'm going to teach you cats. But it's something that you can use in your arsenal bag. I wouldn't completely do all my freaking shit into freaking pXEN or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't do that. Let me see. Let me show you cats. All right, you've seen this here. Now let's go over to the Zen network and show you cats what I'm talking about. It's a little trick that I'm doing. Present. Share screen. Do I have the Zen network up? Here we go. Share. Of course, this is my YouTube wallet. If you come over here to Zen and you connect your wallet, take Miguel's advice on this shit. Miguel's not a fan of Zen, but me on the other hand, I mean, we're all different. We all like different shit. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes like freaking white chicks. Some dudes like Latina chicks. Some dudes like black girls. Some dudes like Asian chicks. Hey, we got our own separate tastes. We all like different shit. You know what I'm saying? Freaking so this is PulseChain. Of course, you go ahead and you connect here, and then it shows you all the networks you can get on. You want to go ahead and select PulseChain. Then you come over here where it says XENFT, ZenFT. And these are some of the Zen mints that I've done. You see these right here? I did these yesterday. And the numbers I like to run, I'll show you cats what I mean. The numbers I like to run, the terms that I like to run, the amount of days I like to run these, if I intend to flip them for frickin' PulseChain or pHex or eHex, is from 90 days to 120 days to 150 days max. It's a little bit, for any of you cats that have been in the Marine Corps that have had to shoot your rifle up to 500 yards, yes, we did have to qualify at 500 yards in the Marine Corps, utilizing the prone position. The way you do it, when you discharge your weapon, before you discharge your weapon, you look downrange and you see the flags downrange. Why are you looking at the flags downrange at 500 yards, 400 yards? Because you want to see which way the wind's going. And then if the wind's pushing too far to the right, then on your iron sights in the rear, because I'm part of the old Marine Corps, you go ahead and you start moving your rear sight aperture to the left because you want to compensate for it. You want your projectile to go ahead and adjust at 500 yards so you can end up hitting your target. Now, what does this have to do with PulseChain? What does this got to do with Zen? Again, 90-day mark, 120-day mark, 150-day mark. We have no idea. We can kind of sort of see where the market's going to go up to 90 days, 120 days, 150 days. We start pushing farther than that. We start doing max mints. We've got no idea what could end up happening to Zen, pXEN, or any other token. Hence why I try to keep it at 90 days, 120 days, and 150 days. It's kind of like taking the windage and applying it to the rear sight aperture of your rifle when you're discharging the round. Know what I mean? Before you make impact, you have a general idea where your round's going to hit. Now, if you see these Zen mints that I did, these NFTs that I did these yesterday. Again, I stated I was trying to do a stream yesterday, but I had to go. So I went ahead and I did these. And if you check this out here, this is the estimated Zen I'm intended to get for 150 days. I'm going to get pXEN, that is. Not eZen. This is pXEN because we're on the PulseChain network. That's what? 1 billion. That's almost 1 billion Zen right there. 1 billion Zen right here. And then over here, we have 880 million Zen. Now, please remember this part. When you make a Zen FT, the estimated Zen's going to fluctuate between a day and a week. It's going to change up. You'll get a basic understanding of how much Zen you're going to get at about a day to 2 days, give or take. So this billion that I might get right here may end up being 1.5 billion. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Of course, it fluctuates. And within a week, it pretty much stabilizes your estimated Zen, and then you can make a more accurate assessment of the amount of Zen that you can end up, pXEN, that you can end up swapping out for freaking doggone PulseChain, pHex, eHex, any other tokens that you like in the Pulse ecosystem. Know what I mean? And I will show you cats how to do this shit for you guys that have never done a Zen FT. So bear with me. Now, right now is a Sunday, so right now the gas fees are best. Of course, this is my YouTube wallet that I'm doing this on. So I don't have a lot of PulseChain on this freaking doggone wallet. But I'm going to show you cats how to do this. And in a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and utilize CoinGecko and show you how I swap out my pXEN for PulseChain or eHex or pHex or PulseX. So you see this freaking button over here that says Mint Zen NFT has got PulseChain colors on it. You click on that. You want to go to the category of the collector edition because the Apex and the Limited, they're a whole different ballgame. They're different. If you see here, let me go ahead and cancel this. If you see here, you see where it says actions, you can claim your Zen here. Once this matures on 11/7/2023, you can go ahead and claim this. Now, note, when it comes to Zen FTs, it's not like a hex stake per se, because on a hex stake, it takes about a week before you start bleeding out. You will significantly bleed out within a matter of 1 to 5 days on doggone Zen. So you have to be on this shit. You can't miss a day. Well, you can miss a day. You'll lose a little bit, but nevertheless, I wouldn't want to miss any of it. You know what I mean? So back to my statement. You go ahead and click on here where it says Mint Zen FT. You want to come over here to collectors. Now, VMUs, virtual minting units. You want to hit max on this bitch. You want to do as many as you can. Basically, what this is, it's doing 128 mints in one wallet or in one account. And you can do as many of these as you want. Of course, we're not going to hit max because, again, we go back to that old statement, that old philosophy that I mentioned about the rifle range and shooting down so many freaking yards downwind, downrange. You want to set this sucker for no more. Go ahead and click on this clock over here, and you want to change the sucker to 150 days. And of course, you see the color of the ZenFT chain. It now turns into a topaz class, or you can do 90s as well. It turns into a what? An opal class. Now, depending on what time of the day it is, I'm sure you cats already know this. Depending on what time of the day it is, you're going to see how much it's going to cost in PulseChain because you're burning PulseChain. Go ahead and create this NFT. And that's something that a lot of hexagons don't understand because, of course, they haven't really looked into this. The bullish thing about this shit, about Zen, is that it burns the L1 of the current ecosystem. So the more people do Zen NFTs, the more PulseChain gets burnt, which is a badass thing because then PulseChain becomes what? More valuable. There's not a lot more of it out on the market. So I may not have enough gas to do this shit, but nevertheless, I wanted to show you cats. I'm going to go ahead and mint Zen NFT. And it costs about $6.33, which is approximately 62,160 PulseChain. Of course, it says you do not have enough to do PLS and your yada, yada, yada. Of course, okay, there you go. It's confirming it. It's letting me do it. Boom, I did it. I'm doing it right now. And this may take about up to a minute, 2 minutes. So while this gets processed and I get another ZenFT on board, I'm going to show you cats what I'm doing with my estimated pXEN. Let's go ahead and take this number over here. 1 billion pXEN. I'm going to copy that number over here. And I'm going to go over to CoinGecko to show you cats what I'm doing. Let's go over here to Zen. Let me show this bad boy. This is pXEN. 1 billion pXEN is worth approximately what? About $101. Of course, we don't know where pXEN is going to be at. Freaking 120 days down the line, 150 days down the line, we may be more bullish. We may be more bearish. This is a risk you're taking. Mind you, this whole stream's not financial advice. So that's worth 101 USD. I went ahead and used $6.99 for a possible chance of getting 101 USD. Now, if we grab that 101 USD and then we buy PulseChain for it, how much PulseChain will we get for it? It was 101 USD. We will get approximately 996,153 PulseChain for it. Almost $1 million. So every month, man, spend a good, what, 10, 15 bucks. Do some ZenFTs, man. 90 days ZenFTs, 120 days ZenFTs, 150 days ZenFTs. Use it to swap it for PulseChain. Now, I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to see this shit. So for you cats that do get this alpha, hey, capitalize on it, man. It's a tool you can use. Again, in the Moon Gang, we're not hex maxis. We're not Bitcoin maxis. We're coin agnostic. And we ape into all different types of cryptocurrencies. So yeah, I think that's pretty damn bullish. Let's check the chat. Let's see what the chat's saying. Ain't jack and shit going on in the chat. So, any of you guys got any questions? If not, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I really had to show. Algunas preguntas. ¿Alguien tiene algunas preguntas? Cool. Let's check out. You know what? Let's check out a little bit of my trading view. Let's see what's going on trading view, man. Some of the tokens that I'm bullish on. See where they're going. Let's see, son. Share screen. Trading view. Let me share this chart. All right. What do we got? Let's see where Phantom's going to, man. Because again, we're coin agnostic and fucking Moon Gang. So Phantom is at a fabulous price to buy. Its current value is at about 23 cents, which is freaking bullish as hell. For you guys don't know, for you guys that are disciplined, Miguel taught me this trick, which I think is pretty freaking gangster. But mind you, you have to be in the U.S. I think you can go ahead and get a Gemini account and then apply for their credit card. And if you go out eat at restaurants and shit like that, you like eating out at restaurants, it pays you back 3%. And my default token that I end up getting is Phantom because I'm hella bullish on this one as well. You know what I mean? Let's see where Phantom's doing on the Bollinger Bands on the day. Oh, this shit, my bad. I got you guys on the 4-hour mark. Vamos a ver. I got you guys on the 4-hour mark. Now I put you cats on the daily. Again, it looks like a freaking little bit of a bear flag that we got going on. And if we activate our Bollinger Bands, and we could still go down a little bit more. If you see this red line over here, let me go and zoom in for you cats. See this red line over here? We could go down this way. I don't think we'll get down to the white. So if we ended up hitting the red, we could go down to 20 cents flat. If we put our EMA ribbon on, dude, see where EMA ribbon sits at. I mean, it's not that far to the top side. The lower portion of the EMA ribbon is at about 30 cents, give or take. So I think we'll figure out where the market's going a couple hours after freaking the FOMC meeting, which I think is going to be on the 13th of this month. Again, from what I remember hearing is that 70%, 75 to 70, 72 to 75% of the market is expecting that we're going to get a pause. Hopefully we do, man. Hopefully we do. If we do get a pause, we'll probably run to the upside. If we don't, we may go to the downside. I know that the banks are feeling it. You know what I mean? So unless you cats got any questions, you know what I'm saying? And that pretty much covers everything. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Black Label Expat, thank you for visiting my channel. Yeah, man, I concur. We may end up getting a bump in rates. Man. I concur. But I think last time I saw it, it was about 72, 75% were expecting a pause. Mind you, it does sound suspicious what the banks are doing, or what Jerome Powell's doing. It's almost as if they want the little banks to freaking fail, so only the big ones can. So we can only bank with the big ones, which I think is a fucking crock of shit. Of course, you know what I mean. What do you think, expat? You think we'll get a 25% interest rate hike? You think we'll go up to 50? I think what's probably going to end up happening, if we do get a pause, Jerome Powell, I think Jerome Powell will sound hawkish. That's what I think he'll sound like. I think he'll sound hawkish. I think, or if we do get a 25% interest rate hike, I think he'll sound dovish. That's probably what he'll do to try to give the banks peace of mind so they could hold the line. You know what I mean? That way we don't go into full-on freaking recession and shit. I can't foresee us going past 5.75 though. In my opinion, 5.75 and shit. Well, thank you, cats, for showing up to my stream. Again, I try to do a stream once a week. Once I get a little bit more liberty, a little bit more free time, I'll go ahead and advise on what days I'm gonna end up streaming and shit. Yeah, man. All right, gang. I'll catch you guys later.